the convener of the Provincial Election Task Force, together with the coordinator and all members of the PTF, Provincial Chair and the Provincial Secretary and the elected leadership of Free State, the leaders of our regions and sub-regional election task forces and branch election task forces. I'm very happy to be here today to share this afternoon with the fearless ground forces of the EFF in Free State. We must and first acknowledge that this opportunity we must use to salute and thank the people of Palestine for showing us that a revolution is possible in the midst of a regime tyranny and trying to bomb and extinguish the whole ethnical group. That if the Palestinians can fight tirelessly in a manner they did, even when they were faced with death, they continued to fight for their self-determination. So we must draw inspiration from Palestine, that we are not confronted with bombs, we are not confronted with children being killed, we are not confronted with hospitals being bombed and all manner of brutality and tyranny. We are not confronted by genocide. We are confronted by mediocre and laziness that is characterized by unpunishable corruption. And if the Palestinians can do it, we can do better than what the Palestinians have done. So we salute the people of Palestine and salute the movement of the people in South Africa, the EFF, which served a motion in Parliament and said to Parliament, we are not free for as long as Palestinians are not free. And therefore we must remove the embassy of Israel in South Africa because we cannot share a territory with murderers and people who are committing international crimes. Majority of our people in Parliament voted for the motion of the EFF. And when those clowns in your communities and villages ask you what is the role of the EFF, why do you think EFF is important, just tell them recently we fired the ambassador of Israel, one of the most powerful states in the world. The apartheid Israel ambassador is going to be removed from South Africa because of the motion that was sponsored by the fearless EFF. Fighters, I want to salute you for having done a good job on the day or 2 days of registration. You were in every corner, tried everything in your power to make sure that your organization has got presence in all the voting districts. And you did so driven by determination to ensure that this organization emerged victorious. Your leadership has assured us and submitted to us list of members of the branch election task forces, which we verified and confirmed that these are not bogus names, are names of real fighters on the ground who are fighting for economic emancipation. So we are here today to thank you, the ground forces, for a work well done during the registration weekend, which was used as the first attempt to test the election machinery of the EFF in Free State, and you passed with flying colors. Comrades, we can say here without any fear of contradiction that for the first time the liberation movement is confronted with a real election. That the ANC, since its existence and since 1994, is going to be confronted with a possibility of losing power in 2024. All indications everywhere, both emotionally and scientific and unscientific commentary, all of it is in consensus about the ANC getting below 40% in Free State in 2024. So all of this are happening because of the EFF. Before there was no EFF, the ANC has never received less than 50% anywhere in South Africa. Until the EFF arrived, the ANC started losing support in Tshwane, in Joburg, in Ekurhuleni, in Mogale City, in eThekwini, in Nelson Mandela, and many other parts of South Africa, because the EFF has arrived and the ANC must die to create space for the new to emerge. So if you meet a person who says the ANC is going to win elections, look for the next psychiatric hospital and book a date for that person, because such a person is not normal. The EFF is going to be a government in Free State. The EFF is going to be government in Gauteng. The EFF is going to be government in KwaZulu-Natal. The EFF is going to be government in Northwest. The EFF is going to be government in Mpumalanga, in the Eastern Cape, in the Northern Cape, in the Western Cape, in the whole of South Africa. The flag of the EFF shall rise at the Union Building. So we are not a clownish organization. We are a very serious organization that revived the political discourse in South Africa 10 years ago. That before the arrival of the EFF, the political discourse in South Africa and politics in general were boring, were not exciting, until the EFF came. Today, every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to talk politics, because EFF has made politics in South Africa fashionable. And now people know that their lives are affected by politics. Before 10 years of the EFF, no one will speak about the land in parliament. No one can speak about the land on the streets. No one can speak about the land in the shebeens and get attention of anyone. The land question became the real topic and was put firmly on the table of South Africa by the EFF. And today, everybody speaks about the land, including our children who go to schools of white people. When a white child assault or insult your child, and your child is looking for the nearest thing to insult back this white person, the quickest weapon in their mouth is, you guys stole our land. Because even children know that white people are land thieves in South Africa. They are what they are because of a stolen property. So the land question that the EFF speaks about is not a joke. It's not something to pass time with. It's a matter of life and death. When you are born into the land. That is the beginning. When you die, you must be buried on the land. That's why the land is the beginning and the end. That anyone who doesn't speak about the land doesn't appreciate the life itself. In your family, if you stay in a back room, your opinions do not matter, because you have no land of your own. But if your brother who has gone to stay in an informal settlement, in a rusty shack, from that shack a visitor, in our back room, why? Because he's got a piece of land. So having a piece of land automatically installs in you a dignity. That people respect you because you've got a property. So when we say that we want to do away with colonialist patterns of property ownership. We simply mean that we want to restore the lost dignity of our people. When they came into South Africa, the only thing they stole was the land. They did not take our women, they did not take our men, they just took the land. And they knew the men will follow. So we don't have to do anything if we want to be respected and we want to walk with dignity. We just have to reclaim the land that was stolen from our people. The most useless drunkard with a piece of land in an informal settlement